Welcome to Weekly Digest, where we highlight the work of ministers of government as they push the administration's development agenda. Picking up from where we left off last week. The second consignment of vaccines from the COVAX facility arrived on Monday at the Cheddi Jagan International Airport. The 38,400 doses of the vaccine boosted Guyana's COVID-19 immunization campaign. Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, the Honorable Hugh Todd, received the vaccines on behalf of the government of Guyana.
We've seen the effects of this pandemic, and we are certain that we live in a global village. This threat to the global health of citizens throughout the world require a global governance approach. And this is what you get when countries come together, recognizing that we need to put our time and energies together to ensure that we can fix a problem that has global repercussions.
Pan American Health Organization representative Dr. Louis Cadena thanked COVAX for its support in the fight against the deadly disease. He says Guyana is expected to receive another consignment shortly. In March, Guyana received its first shipment of 24,000 doses of COVID vaccines through the COVAX facility. Minister of Health, the Honorable Dr. Frank Anthony, has launched a campaign against malaria at the Mabaruma Town Council, Berrima-Waini, Region 1. The launching on Monday follows a 46% increase in malaria cases in the past 5 years.
And as of last year, I'm told that we had about 18,430 cases of malaria in this country. That's a lot of people who got bitten by mosquito and got infected by mosquito. And most of those cases are either in Region 1, Region 7, Region 8, or Region 9. In fact, for these four regions, it accounts for close to 94% of all cases of malaria.
A total of 33,950 insecticide-impregnated bed nets were given to the region to distribute to every household in mining camp. 16,950 nets are for beds, while 17,000 are to be fitted on hammocks. The insecticide treatment on the nets lasts for 3 years. The campaign is being rolled out under the theme, "Don't go to bed with a malaria mosquito, sleep under your treated nets always." The Guyana Mining Center and Training School has launched a Youth in Natural Resources 4 workshop and poster exhibition. The program is geared to impart technical knowledge and skills to young people so they can enhance the extractive industries. Minister of Natural Resources, the Honorable Vikram Bharat, recently encouraged youths to capitalize on the opportunity. 25 participants make up the first of 2 batches which will be trained for roles in the natural resources sector. Senior Minister in the Office of the President with responsibility for finance, the Honorable Dr. Ashni Singh, says it is never too late to continue learning and upskilling oneself in a plea to older Guyanese to apply for one of the government's 20,000 online scholarships. The minister was speaking during an outreach at the Cotton Tree Primary School.
Whether it is IT skills, computer skills, whether it is other technical skills, whether it is learning computer programming, whether it is learning a foreign language, whether it is studying another course that is relevant to what you do at work. Your thirst for knowledge is a thirst that I encourage you never to allow to be quenched fully. You must constantly be seeking additional knowledge and additional skills.
Dr. Singh explained that while government places much emphasis on the development of youth, anyone can capitalize on the Guyana Online Academy of Learning, a gold program. He added that upskilling will ensure Guyanese keep up with the country's rapid transformation. Minister of Public Works, the Honorable Bishop Juan Edgell, says the displacement of mangroves at Versailles for a shore-based project will not have any debilitating effects on the environment and residents, since sturdy sea defense structures will be constructed in the vicinity. This assurance was made during a press conference on Monday.
In the engineering design which is now on the board, all of the red that you are seeing in that drawing represents hard structures that will be built to mitigate flooding and to protect that property and all the properties at the back of it, near to it, or far away from it.
The minister disclosed that the developer currently has 70 container loads of sheet piles to build sea defense. Focusing on the cutting of mangroves for development works, Minister Edgell said a proposal from the contractor was vetted by the Sea and River Defense Board and a no objection was given. Minister of Amerindian Affairs, the Honourable Pauline Sukai, has taken the government's 20,000 online scholarships initiative to Kapuyi Village Region 2. There, the minister told residents that the expansion of the government's information and communication technology ICT infrastructure will help them and other riverine and hinterland communities to benefit from the online programs being offered. Minister Sukai said before the PPPC left office in 2015, it had initiated a phased project to connect 200 communities. This will be re-established under the Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali-led government. At the moment, project manager of the ICT project under the office of the Prime Minister, Mr. Ronald Harsuak, is visiting communities to assess the progress they have made in getting their facilities prepared and to bring these communities online.
You have to focus on your priorities. If you can finish your internet house or hub, the facility to house all the equipment, the training area, the ports for connecting the laptop so that you can be connected, the project will be rolled out in an earlier and expeditious fashion.
So far, 50 community support officers have been trained to manage the hubs once they begin operation, while additional training will also be done to promote ICT literacy in the villages. The Ministry of Public Works has placed a tender out for the rehabilitation of roads in Bell West Phase 2, Region 3, following several complaints from residents. This was revealed by a minister within the Ministry of Public Works, the Honourable Deodat Indar, during a meeting with residents of the community on Tuesday.
We have that tender out for the cross street when you come across the bridge, straight this way, coming down, and then I think on the second street to the right. So we're gonna, all of those potholes and all those things, all those are gonna be repaired, right? That is the first set of work we're gonna do here, right? So I would say within 1 month you should see machines in here to start to do the work to come in here.
Tenders for the project will be closed on May 25, following which there would be an evaluation and the contract awarded. Commuters traversing the East Bank Demerara corridor can now expect an ease in traffic congestion as Hunter Street has been upgraded and rehabilitated to a 3-lane carriageway at the cost of $99 million. The new road was commissioned by Minister of Public Works, the Honourable Bishop One Edgell, on Tuesday. At peak morning hours, Hunter Street will facilitate 2 lanes of traffic headed into the capital, while in the afternoons, the critical roadway will allow 2 lanes of traffic heading towards the east bank of Demerara. While the road was closed, traffic was diverted along other routes. Minister Edgell said the ministry will conduct an assessment of these areas and will rehabilitate any street or roadway that was damaged as a result of the increase in traffic.
We had to divert traffic, particularly through Alexander Village, and in some instances through West. Within 1 week, the Ministry of Public Works Force Account Unit will come to these areas and do the remedial work on all the streets that have been damaged.
Street lights along the roadway are expected to be installed in the coming days, while the newly constructed concrete drains will be covered. Residents of several villages located in Region 5 and 6 have welcomed the government's 20,000 online scholarships initiative. Led by Minister of Human Services and Social Security, the Honourable Dr. Vindhya Prasad, teams from the Guyana Online Academy of Learning Goal and the Ministry of Education visited number 76 Village, Skeldon, Yakasari, Currentine, and Bot Settlement, West Berbice, to assist residents in the application process for the scholarships. Minister Prasad urged residents to seize the opportunities that are being provided by the government.
Sometimes opportunities are there, we don't see them. Sometimes we see them, we don't seize them. And sometimes we don't seize them and we don't use them. So we miss them. So now here are opportunities right here for you. Hold them, hold on tight, and make the best of it.
Minister Prasad also engaged residents and encouraged them to take advantage of the ministry's flagship Women's Innovation and Investment Network WIN program. The program, which caters to women and girls, offers certification in 20 courses in areas of information and communication technology, decor and design, garment construction, professional care, beauty and wellness, and hospitality and administration. The realization of a thoroughfare from Ogle to Eccles is within reach as the administration makes strides with the financing country. Minister of Public Works, the Honourable Bishop Juan Edgell, made this announcement recently.
We have received official notification that the companies for the building of the four-lane road from Ogle to Eccles have been pre-qualified by the Indian government because it's a financing from the Indian Exim Bank.
Minister Edgell says Guyana can now move on to execute the final round of bidding with an expectation of contract award by the last quarter of 2021.
That road will continue with a four-lane from Eccles to Diamond, which is a different road from what you're hearing right now being built by the Ministry of Housing. And then we'll continue from Diamond to Tamiri with the intent of being able to link both airports.
The minister says the massive undertaking is part of the government's development agenda to create access to new lands for housing, farming and business. Prime Minister the Honourable Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips has issued a challenge for more women to sign up for a scholarship and further their education through the Guyana Online Academy of Learning GOAL. PM Phillips says while he wants everyone to grasp the GOAL opportunity, he does not want women, especially mothers, to let this opportunity pass them by. He was addressing residents of Diamond, East Bank, Demerara.
You have to be part of the development of Guyana. Very important. And we would want our women also to sign up in large numbers to benefit from what is being offered.
The Prime Minister says the only way to be assured of a chance is to apply.
We are offering you scholarships that covers tuition and the reading material. All you have to do is to sign up and start studying. Very important. And only by signing up and start studying, you will be part and parcel of the new Guyana that we're building for all Guyanese.
PM Phillips noted that only an educated workforce will take the country forward as a progressive and emerging economy. Minister of Public Service, the Honourable Sonia Parag, and Minister of Natural Resources, the Honourable Vikram Bharat, also engaged the audience. They both noted that government is keeping a promise made to the people of Guyana.
The hope behind the 20,000 online scholarship is that in 2021, the government will be able to award 4,500 scholarships to Guyanese, ordinary Guyanese who otherwise would not have had this opportunity. You know what is even more important is that the government only requires you to maintain a C average.
Minister Bharat says this initiative is not about luck but an opportunity open to every Guyanese.
I believe that the people who you consider to be lucky are the people who make use of the opportunities that are presented to them. So I want us today to be the ones who will make use of the opportunity that our government is presenting to you.
The Skeldon Energy Incorporated is set to improve its output capacity by 14 megawatts, taking it to 30 megawatts with the installation of a new transformer. Minister within the Ministry of Public Works, the Honourable Deodat Indar, made the disclosure during a tour of the power plant on Wednesday. Minister Indar says the additional power will provide more reliable energy for Guyanese.
They have installed capacity here 40 megawatts in total, right? Between the two cogeneration engines, there's 30 megawatts, and they have, as you can see, the watt cell set as well, right? So they have more capacity to grow. So they have the installed capacity, but you need the transformers to move it from generation into this, the substation so that it can get into the transmission lines.
The additional megawatts of power will soon be added to the transformation line when the transformer is commissioned.
They're just waiting on the contractors to come and commission it. They've already installed it, as you can see. The base is installed, the transformer is there, and it's only waiting on the contractors to come on board to commission it and ensure that the flow of the generated power moves smoothly into the transmission lines.
The community of East Rheinveld will be transformed as critical development works are set to begin shortly. On Wednesday, Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, the Honourable Nigel Darmlal held a fruitful engagement with residents, which will see major infrastructural changes beginning as early as this week. The minister's intervention was welcomed by community members who expressed their willingness to work with the government, noting that they were neglected in previous years.
I live in East over 30 years. I never saw the mayor here. And now, the Honourable Minister took time out of his schedule. And we want to thank him and apologize on the behavior of outsiders.
Minister Darmlal addressed other concerns raised by residents.
When you look around the old East Rheinveld, all the fields is in a mess. East Rheinveld, they got the center here, the main field, and the back field, right? It's very thick. And the water that lodging from the drainage system is a mess. So I would like to see you come and address these matters.
We've committed already to organize some sports gear for them. That is in the process of being procured. They have asked also for some help regarding drainage. The reason I came here is because the entire area I would like for us to clean up.
Yes,
and you are going to get some money to get it done.
Minister of Health, the Honourable Dr. Frank Anthony, says a plan is in place to increase the number of COVID-19 vaccination sites across the country. During Thursday's COVID-19 update, Minister Anthony noted that government wants to ensure that the vaccination process and access are convenient for everyone, especially those who may have transportation challenges.
The sites where we're seeing quite a lot of people are really in Georgetown, but we do have sites on the East Bank, we do have sites on the East Coast. We will be doing a lot more outreach work this weekend. I know the teams in the different regions have been planning outreaches, and so over the weekend we expect that there will be many more sites. On average, we are hoping to operate close to 100 sites.
Minister Anthony says the additional sites would greatly assist those individuals who cannot make it to take the job during the weekdays.
People on the weekends, they have a little bit more time, so perhaps we'll see better uptake during the weekend.
The Ministry of Education has launched the National Grade 6 Assessment Examination NGSA Booster Program to assist Grade 6 students to better prepare for this year's examination. It will be broadcast on the Guyana Learning Channel from Monday to Friday between 10:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. and rebroadcast from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. daily. The launch was held at the National Centre for Educational Resource Development, NCERD. Minister the Honourable Priya Manikchand spoke about the challenges the government faced to ensure learning losses were a thing of the past despite the pandemic.
The only way we have delivered education is in a classroom, in front of a blackboard, with a teacher and students sitting in their seats. We don't know any other way. And all of a sudden, we were asked, because of COVID, to stop everything you knew. Turn this thing on its head and still deliver education. Quit everything we had learned, everything we had been trained to do, everything we had been prepared to do. Just stop that and still deliver education.
To this end, the program will feature a 20-week consolidated curriculum for the grade 6 students since they will be tested on topics from grade 1 to 5. Over 140 residents of Kurukururu on Friday registered for the government's online scholarships. Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister with responsibility for public affairs, the Honourable Kwame McCoy, and Parliamentary Secretary, the Honourable Sarah Brown, rolled out the initiative at the Kurukururu Primary School. Minister McCoy says the vision of the Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali-led government will be realized from the scholarships.
The more of those persons who can utilize the opportunity to serve their country, who will utilize the opportunity of an education of furthering their studies to make a difference in Guyana. And that is the goal of goal.
Minister McCoy also clarified that persons without a secondary education are also eligible for scholarships.
There are programs designed to get you to your dream or to help you achieve your dream because they don't call for any qualifications necessary. And they're programs that can help you to upgrade. You start the program and you pass, you will upgrade and you move on. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? Wonderful.
Agriculture Minister, the Honourable Zulfikar Mustafa, on Friday commissioned the new Food and Agriculture Organization FAO office at the LBI Agriculture Complex. Minister Mustafa says the administration will continue to collaborate with the FAO to develop a strategy to advance the local food security agenda.
We know for a fact that over the years, the Caribbean community alone have been importing over between 5 to 8 billion US dollars, and we can tap into those markets with the help of FAO.
Minister Mustafa commended the FAO for a job well done, noting that the organization's support is even more essential now as government embarks on expanding the sector. Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, the Honourable Nigel Darmlall, has announced that some $100 million has been allocated for the rehabilitation of several community roads in Santa Rosa, Moruca Sub-District for this year. It aims to complement the ongoing $83.9 million road project in the community, which will see the construction of a 500-metre concrete road stretching from the Santa Rosa Bridge in Kumaka to the Santa Rosa Community Ground. The minister made this announcement during a meeting at the region's sub-regional admin office during a recent 4-day outreach.
We will be spending $100 million in addition to this concrete road that we intend to build from here to Kwabana. This year we'll be spending about $100 million to do community roads within Santa Rosa. All right? So I know for a long time driving from the airstrip going towards Warramuri, that road has always been, sometimes it is good, sometimes it is bad, sometimes it is very difficult. So we'd be spending about $100 million to do some work along that road as well as within Santa Rosa itself.
As such, roads in Manawarin, Arwanza, Warramuri, and satellite communities within the Santa Rosa village have been identified for rehabilitation. Minister Darmlall said the regional administration will hold consultations with residents to determine which roads require urgent attention. Minister of Health, the Honourable Dr. Frank Anthony, says he is happy that persons have been returning to take their second dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. During Friday's COVID-19 update, Minister Anthony revealed the latest vaccine figures. To date, approximately 33.3% of the adult population has received the first dose, while 4.4% has taken the second dose.
We have now had about 163,534 persons who have received their first dose of the vaccine, which would be approximately 33.6% of our adult population. We've also been able to administer 21,203 second dose, and so that now takes us up to about 4.4% of our adult population now being fully immunized.
Minister Anthony reminded citizens whose first jab was the AstraZeneca vaccine to check their return dates and ensure they present themselves to be fully vaccinated against the deadly disease.
We want to encourage everyone who got their first dose to come back and get their second dose. And as you would realize, because with the AstraZeneca vaccines that we had given out initially, it takes about 12 weeks for someone to come back for their second dose. And so quite a few of them are now falling due, and we want to make that special appeal to ensure that everyone who got their first dose, especially with the AstraZeneca, to come back and get their second dose.
Minister Anthony says the time factor is important as this dictates the effectiveness of the vaccine.
We also know that for those who received their Sputnik V or Sinopharm vaccines, by now the second dose would have fallen due as well. And we want to encourage them to check their vaccination cards to make sure that they know the date when they have to come back and get their second dose, because for those two vaccines, it's a shorter time frame, it's 4 weeks, and we want to make sure that people get their second dose within that time frame, because that's when the vaccine would be able to work optimally.
In addition, Guyana will very soon receive additional vaccines from the government of Russia. These vaccines have been purchased by the government. Meanwhile, Minister Anthony has expressed gratitude to the U.S. government for its monetary support of approximately $300 million, or US $1.5 million, which will be used for treatment of HIV-infected persons. Minister Anthony said this grant will aid in achieving the UN's 1990 goals.
For us to really work to achieve the 90-90-90 and even to get to the 95-95-95 by 2025, there's still a lot of work to be done. And that's why it's so important that this grant is coming at this time, this extension of the $1.5 million US. It is going to help us to focus on all three of these 90s and to try to get us close to where we ought to be, and even to aspire to get to 95, 95, 95.
U.S. Ambassador to Guyana, Her Excellency Sarah Ann Lynch, said the U.S. government is also proud of its long-standing relationship with Guyana. She said the U.S. was happy to lend its support.
Since 2004, via the U.S. President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief, or PEPFAR, the U.S. has provided more than $185 million to support HIV prevention, testing, care, and treatment services in Guyana. It has been a remarkable partnership, one that has truly saved many lives. And so we are thrilled to be able to provide an additional $1.5 million to support the fight against HIV/AIDS in Guyana.
This funding will support the Ministry of Health and Civil Society partners through September 2022. That's it for this edition of Weekly Digest. For these and other government-related information, do log on to our website, dpi.gov.gy, and our social media platforms as well. Goodbye.